Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. Y'all, happy Friday. We got one of the wildest TikTok conspiracy theories, TikTok news that's happening now. Just crazy TikToks coming after you one after another. Y'all, let's have some fun today on Friday. Let's have some good conversations down below. And with that being said, watch from start to finish. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
This thing's creepy. What they're saying it's supposed to be used for is like doing like wildfire work. It would be able to exist in those harsher environments. It solves the stability problem with a humanoid robot.
It's U.S. company Satyrs?
What's a satyr?
A satyr is a male nature spirit in Greek mythology known for being part man and part beast, loving wine and acting wild. Same. They are companions of the wine god Dionysus. Did you read any of the copy?
It's like, if you need to stop it, it has like a impenetrable chest. You can stab or shoot.
It says the goat-like head with horns was an intentional design choice. It immediately reminded people of mythological satyrs, demons, and creatures from horror games. Online reactions have ranged from, why would they make it look like that? This is the last thing I'd want to see if I was in the woods.
Think they can make a phone that lasts forever? You don't think they can make a car that can drive 500, 600,000 miles? Of course they can. But if you do that, they cut off their access to the residual money that they know people want to spend to feel like they have. Think about all the oil that motherfucking Trump just took. They literally just hit South America and just snatched that shit. Gas still damn near, what, $4.50, $5 a gallon? All this oil y'all just took, gas prices can't drop? Come on, man, it's a finesse.
When she gave the first live stream 2 nights after he was killed, I was on to her. I felt guilty about it. I was like, that's an impure thought, Julian. Why would you ever think that? It was the first time in my life where I ever looked at someone and said, that's not real. Who the fuck is that person? Well, I didn't know nothing about her, but she came out. That thing in your gut. You talk with people for long periods of time. We're pretty... You can pick up on that stuff. But the average person getting too. And I felt guilty about it. And then 2 days later, Sunday morning, after she did that, I got on the phone with Danny Jones. I talk to him all the time. And I was like afraid to bring it up. And then I was like, you see that video the other night? He's like, oh, the wife? Why? I'm like, dude, it was so weird. I was like, oh my God, I thought that too. He's like, dude, something ain't right. And he said, and I know Danny's wife very well as well. He's a friend. And he was like, Lexi was like, this ain't right. And women pick up on that better than men do. And she was like, this ain't, something's wrong there. Yeah. She's just, I'm sorry, it's relevant. She's made herself a part of the story. She just wouldn't go away. Y'all. And she made it worse every single time. She came out and did something. She's never ugly cried. No, people grieve weird and all that. I'm sorry. Seen a lot of people grieve in my life. Seen some people grieve weird too. But I ain't never seen shit like that. If I'm wrong in the future and it's proved, I'll apologize. But I don't think I'm wrong there.
This shit just got dark. If you've been tapped in with the Tupac trial, bro, this seemed like it's going down a certain path where it's about to get exposed for real. And P. Diddy probably thought he was off the hook. He skated by with that whole situation that happened back in 2024. I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good for him because this might come back to Diddy, bro. Diddy could face criminal charges linked to Tupac's murder. New trial over 1996 killing may open door to prosecution of music mogul in relation to case, legal sources suggest. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Diddy's supposed to be coming back in a few years. I think it was maybe a couple years from now or something like that. Whatever it was. I think the second he step out that goddamn gate, he going right back in that gate, bro. And we all know that it's bigger than Diddy. We all know that this don't just come down to Diddy. Tupac's death don't come down to Diddy alone. We know there's sources above Diddy that you know what's going on. But that being said, Diddy, they not done with you, brother. They not done with you, bro.
When I was a kid, I worked for $1 an hour. So I respect the dollar.
Wow.
Consumers who get a good value on a beverage or anything become loyal consumers. And what we don't have to do is advertise and spend a lot of money on the things that my competitors do a lot of. When I was in Italy with a water manufacturer, he spends 13% of his gross on advertising. And he said, how much do you spend? I said, 0. And that's a big part of how we're able to maintain pricing. We don't go on those foolish follies of trying to find customers.
See, and that's not greed, right? He's like, I got enough. It's doing good. I don't need to up it because everyone else is upping it to $10, right? He's smart, right? You're going to put your Lipton iced tea at $4 a can because Pepsi and Coke and all them are. I'm going to keep mine at $1. So by the time I sell my 4 to make you're barely going to sell 1 if you're lucky. I'm going to sell 5, 10 of them and you're barely going to sell 1, right? I don't understand why more companies don't do that.
What is that? Dude. That's crazy.
And the whole
What
sky
just
lit up.
happened?
Said it was 9 o'clock at night.
Oh my god! Is it a storm? Did somebody wreck? Did something blow up? What the fuck?
Every single one of you guys who believe that a data center is a data center, they got you. Because in this movie, right? Wink, wink. This is only a movie. The data center, those power the inner underworld. Okay? They don't only power the underworld, they also provide water for that underworld. Okay? And then in that underworld, they have humans right now that they're seeing, like, if they can survive it. And they're giving those people vitamin D because they don't come out ever to get any sunlight. But anyways, wouldn't it be interesting if in that movie a super drought happened throughout the entire world, where they privatized water right now, and only the rich could go under there and live, which could be possible, right? So it's not really a data center, it's a power center plus a water extractor, meaning when the major crazy event happens to where they don't have enough water for everybody, only the haves will be able to use these underground cities. And the interesting part is, you can look at places right now in this movie, in Colorado, some places that send water down to the West Coast. They'll be at Deadpool soon. So what if we distracted the entire world, told them that we're fighting over oil, when really the wars will be over water? I'm out.
I got a wild theory on these data centers, on this AI, self-driving, coming up a little bit later in the video, y'all.
In Indiana, and tell me why. This is the first time I've heard. Again, we've been flooded. We've had severe storms for the past week. My county is under another flood watch this evening because we're forecasted to have another 1 to 4 inches of rain, which my flooding just now receded back to the creek, and I really don't want it to come back up. However, did you know that Gary, Indiana has been out of power, like electricity, for 9 days? 9 days. It hasn't been discussed. I just saw a video where a girl was like, I tried talking about it, but my video got taken down for guidelines. Why? And why are we not hearing about this?
Yeah, where's all the celebrities?
Gary, Indiana is without power, like they're like lack of food. What is going on? And why are videos being taken down? Pretty sketchy.
So, I mean, where's all the celebrities, right? That should let people know that they're not organic when they come out and take a knee, or when they come out and do all these things. They're being told to do this. It's not organic, because if it really was organic, these celebrities would be coming out and saying, these athletes would be coming out and saying, we're going to do we're going to go feed them, whatever, right? They're told. They don't, at the end of the day, they don't want to do press. They're told, y'all, they're controlled.
You're the president. Yeah. Any food that is cooked for you is cooked in the presence of a Secret Service.
Really?
Yeah, from the government.
You're the president. You're not just like being like, let's run out to a dinner last minute, because you can't really do that.
There's a 35-car motorcade and helicopters and Delta Force operators that
what
have
if he
to
just
move
wants
along
to?
with them.
What if you just want to get a Snickers from the gas station?
Yeah.
No.
The founder of the Illuminati, George Washington, that's his image on the front of the dollar bill. That's not George Washington. And on the back of the dollar bill, he says that we have now successfully undertaken a new world order. The back of the dollar bill originally was a peace and friendship. That's why you see on one side you have the pyramid, the other side you have the eagle, but the eagle looks toward the pyramid, letting you know that their knowledge comes from the east. At the same time, that pyramid has 13 levels. 13 levels represent the black nobility. See, who runs this whole thing is a bunch of reptilians who made it some of our kind a long time ago and mixed some of our DNA into them and gave them superior knowledge. And they became the 13 nobility's family. And they set up this thing of racial division and all this other stuff. That's why when you look at the pyramid, the eye above used to be the eye of Haru. That's the eye of a serpent. That's why you can take a dollar bill and round it, put a little light in it, and a reptilian's face will appear. You got all kinds of symbols inside the dollar bill. Like the eagle, everything is 13, because 13 is the sacred number. They told us it wasn't, but the only reason is because it was on Friday the 13th, 13/12, that they sought to kill the ninth Cephalon. That's what made it the unlucky day.
Is also working to bring hyperliquid into the United States in a fully,
Okay, the funniest thing is I've never seen what $1 billion looks like up close until I saw this brother right here, the chairman of the CFTC. Mike Seelig, how do you say his name? Mike Seelig? I've never seen $1 billion up close until I saw this. He cannot even fucking Selig. He cannot even fucking contain it, bro.
Yo, what's that piece of shit hanging on the pole? That's a fuck camera, right? And you got the boys out here protecting it. They got like, I don't know, $1,000 worth of gold.
People are so stupid,
yo. What's
yo.
your name? I'll come bail you out.
Yeah, right. Talk is
Carl
cheap.
Gunn? Gunn? If you hit the county, I'm coming to bail you out today. Fuck the flock cameras. And fuck you for not standing up for us.
Like, people are so annoying, y'all. Like, so annoying. He's filming on his phone, which is tracking him 10 times harder than that flock camera. He's uploading it to TikTok, which is tracking all your data. That dude holding that thing to block the flock camera has a phone in his hand, right? Like, people, they like followers, y'all. All right, this is what I'm seeing. I'm going to go do it now, right? No organic people in the world no more. But they don't realize that phone you're holding, if you really want to make a change, make a change. Holding that phone and putting it on TikTok, you know, this guy ain't going to go bail you out. You know, it sounds good on paper, but he's going to McDonald's, and by the time he's done eating that burger, he forgot about Mr. Gunn. Right? Let's be real. You really, like, people get on my nerves, y'all. Like, I understand the cause you're trying to do, but let's be real and let's do something real. Right? Honestly, like, I'll be honest with you, that stuff don't bother me. Y'all, flock cameras, like, I put them on the video, but at the end of the day, what the hell am I going to do? I can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it. You can sit there and put your sign up all you want, but you got the phone. I got the phone right here, y'all. I got a camera right here. I got a computer right here. I got a microphone recording what I'm saying right here, right? There's no escaping it. Pick your poison. Shirt's coming soon, y'all. Be on the lookout.
Which means what? How is it that a flesh and blood human being can make all of these policies and make all of these decisions on things that are blatantly destructive to our species and our planet? How is that? How is it that if humanity is originally from this planet, why are we so destructive to it? Why is that? Then we got, check this out. We have initiatives going on to bring back species pre-Ice Age.
They brought back that wolf, or that
wolf?
Yeah, that whatever that wolf that was.
The dire wolf is back.
Yeah, I saw the mammoth one.
The mammoth will be back. Why are they doing this? Think about that. Why do we need super predators and super very large creatures that, according to science, humans hunted to extinction, but we're seeing fossil record and cave painting records showing that they coexisted with each other a long time. What's that about?
So you think that you know, kind of got a little theory on that just came to my head. Maybe they're bringing all these things back because they're going underground. Like I said, I'm going to get into my AI thing a little later, but they're going underground. So they need these woolly mammoths, these dire wolves, bringing back all these extinct animals that had the ecosystem up top flourishing, right? That could be something, y'all.
To your ancestors. You're not talking to your ancestors. You know who you're talking to? But I'm going to tell you today that your ancestors are in the deeps of soul waiting for their judgment. So you think that you're talking to your ancestors. You're not talking to your ancestors. You know who you're talking to? The demons that they had is talking to you. And you thinking that you talk to your ancestors. You're not talking to your ancestors. Because why? Demons can transfer into other things, other people's, and make it seem like you talk to your ancestors. You can make it seem like you talk to your grandfather or whoever, and it's not your grandfather. It's a demon. It's a fallen angel This is what people need to understand. Don't look up to your ancestors. Look to the Lord Jesus Christ for your answers. We too worry about our ancestors and following what our ancestors do. That's the problem with us. We trying to keep the generational curse going because we want to follow what our ancestors did.
And I can say,
I mean, they showed us that in The Exorcist, right? Remember I think it was the demon, the Exorcist lady turned into his mom. The dude in the subway, like, you got spare change, father, like all that stuff, y'all. They showed us in the movies.
if I were the mayor of a town or the governor of a state, and I had a chance to get a big plant in, an AI plant or a data center, I would absolutely want it because the jobs are enormous and the money paid, the taxes paid are just enormous.
That we're
And
not
if you
going
don't
to
take
get the
it, you're going
people.
to be left behind because there are plenty of places that want it. So I would say that maybe it can use a little public relations help. But if I were a governor or mayor, I would want that plant in my community. And many of them are designed in a very beautiful way. It's really very positive.
I mean, we're not going to get no tax. We're not going to get no tax breaks. We're not, the people that are paying for these aren't going to get some of that kickback every year. At the end of the year, when we file our taxes, you get a $5,000 refund just off data centers we're putting it. The powers that be are going to get that money, get all those tax breaks. But our electricity is going to go up. Our water is going to go up. Our gas, everything is just going to go up. Everything, y'all. Our food, everything is going up because of these data centers. And he's over here saying, like, talking to the elites, the governors, the mayors that aren't in touch with the people, y'all. They act like they're in touch with us, but when they're in public, they're surrounded by security.
That's in the White House is sea creatures and reptilian. So this is a diversion. They giving you, like, think about how they put people on TV to eat crawfish and lobster. They make it as like a game. It's a game. And they're feeding you, and what they're going to do, it's like what I heard when I downloaded the message was that it's going to suppress your body. So when they do, these sea creatures come out of the ocean and the waters, and they come out intact like the Pirate Caribbean. Think about how they came up in the ship and they were half human and half, octopus and whatever else, on their body, shells and stuff. So when they attack you, it's supposed to let down your defense mechanism and shut your body down. That's what the mercury does.
We're going to get back to that.
Okay.
First of all, we ain't even get into the beginning yet. All right.
There's a lot of this industry around the world where they take a very alive, healthy person and just kill them and take their organs.
Yes, and we know there is a black market for it. 70 Americans die every month waiting for an organ. The victims that we interviewed are a lot of time migrants, people trying to make their way to the United States. Very easy prey. If they die, nobody will notice. And we interviewed an American buyer who went down to Tijuana. And I remember asking him, do you know where yours came from? He said, I don't, and I prefer not to know. And I said, do you realize it is possible that somebody was murdered in order for you to get this organ? What he told me was, it is very easy for you to be sitting there and asking me this question with judgment. But if it was your son, what would you do? What would I do? If my son was dying, all I needed was to go down across the border into Mexico, and it was something that would save him. I wouldn't have to die tomorrow. What would I do? What would you do? I prefer to think that I wouldn't do it, right?
Hey, I'm sorry.
It really is a secret society that is governing the country. They do not believe in borders. They do not believe in the welfare of the American people. They certainly don't believe in God. And then they are financed and funded by an even higher and billionaire oligarchy of George Soros, of people of that ilk.
What's the
I figured it out, y'all. All these self-driving vehicles, all these jobs that are getting taken over by AI with all these data centers, and it's about to hit the fan, y'all. It's about to hit the fan. Now, I don't know if it's about to hit the fan means in 10 years, right? Because right now they're still not there, y'all. They're close. They're not there yet. 10 years, they're going to be there. They're going to need people to do these jobs. They're going to need these trucks to still run up here. They're going to need robots to pick crops up here, right? They're going to need all these things. And that's what all these self-driving vehicles, that's what all these, x-ray technicians, doctors using robots, that's what all this stuff is for, I think, y'all. For when the people are gone that do all that stuff, the robots have it down to a T. They're not there quite yet. They still need us controlling things, but they're getting very close. And that's when it's going to happen, y'all.
Weirdest rabbit hole you've ever fallen into, whether it was something you decided to cover publicly or not? Oh dear God. Girl World. I don't know if you have ventured down this rabbit hole. What is it? So Girl World is these content creators like Amberlynn Reed, and they sometimes do feeder content. What's that? Why am I talking about this on this podcast with you? Oh, is that where they want people to eat? Yep. Thank God you said it. Okay, that's like a fetish people have where they want to watch people overeat. It's dangerous. Deadly.
Did you hear that China sent out a PSA to its citizens to not respond to aliens if they are contacted? Please, that was just on Reddit. No, the official state-backed Chinese news station with over 200,000 station hubs. They send the signal.
Real quick, I caught myself I watch this dude every day. He's an older Mexican dude, and he just eats his dinner plate. Bites jalapeno, eats the beans, eats the rice, eats the salsa, like eats the tomato. Like that's how I eat. I'm like, damn, he makes that food look so good, y'all. So maybe there is something to that. I'm not saying it's a fetish. I get off watching this guy eat, but it makes me be like, damn, when I cook, I'm gonna try to eat me a jalapeno, right? Because I always grill them. But I'm gonna try to eat it whole. But that could be something, y'all. And they get a lot of views. These people that overeat, dudes that eat Taco Bell and just eat a bunch, y'all, they get a bunch of views. I would never do it, but
Well, yeah, they sent out saying don't talk to the aliens back. If you're contacted, go to the UN and tell them. The United Nations, they literally sent out a text alert
Some
all
electrolytes
over
in me,
China.
y'all.
Apparently, it was a national
busy
emergency
day today.
enough to do that. So that means a lot of people were contacted. We're not hearing anything about this. We never hear anything out of China or Japan or really Korea. We don't actually hear anything about our own country, actually. Why the hell would aliens want to contact us? Well, our planet is controlled and civilization is about to cease to exist because the powers that be are trying to kill us all off after their greed takes over. So maybe they're trying to help us, Wait, so why would they tell us to talk to the UN? Good question. I guess some motherfucker over there knows what to say to aliens. Isn't that interesting?
A lot of grooming behavior starts by somebody giving your kids gifts and prizes for no apparent reason and paying them extra special attention and asking to spend time with this person one-on-one, like saying, oh, I'll take your kid to this place or to that place, offering to babysit a lot, and also by doing things that are bypassing their boundaries and making it seem like a joke. And this is a lot of talk by tickling or pinning them down and wrestling them, or their hand just happens to graze by different areas that are private, and then they're like, oh, sorry, I didn't notice. Or there's normally different signs that you'll see, and you might want to just write it off and be like, well, I think I'm just looking too much into it. Please don't do that. Please trust your gut instinct and know that if somebody's doing these different things, there is most likely a problem, and that is the beginning of grooming.
Scientists have pulled a worm out of Siberian permafrost that had been frozen for 46,000 years. They thawed it out and it came back to life and started having babies. So the worm is actually a microscopic roundworm that's called a nematode, and it turned out to be a brand new species that science had never seen before. Scientists were able to find it about 130 feet down in the Siberian permafrost, buried inside a fossilized squirrel burrow. They were able to radiocarbon date it, and it had been frozen down there for around 46,000 years back when Neanderthals were still walking the earth. They're saying that the way it survived is it basically shutting down its entire body, no eating, no aging, and no metabolism at all. Whenever they thawed it out in a lab, it woke up, started moving around, and then it just started having babies. It's all female, so it doesn't even need a male, and it lays eggs on its own, and it's already cloned itself into more than 100 generations. But if a living thing can actually pause itself for 46,000 years and wake up totally fine, the real question they have is what else is frozen down there while that permafrost is still melting. It was frozen for 46,000 years and woke up ready to reproduce. Good luck getting rid of it.
See, it's like it's all connected, y'all. Like these powers that be, they got so much knowledge. Like dinosaurs, maybe this has just been going on forever. I'm just saying, woolly mammoths. You don't got to be dinosaur. Dragons, right? Let's say dragons. They thaw out and they come back, right? They run the world for whatever, and then humans come out from underground. It's starting to make sense to me, y'all. It's starting to click. It's starting to click.
Recirculating this clip of Charlize Theron. This is from 2019 on the Howard Stern show, describing her experience.
And this is all distractions, y'all. It's all distractions from all that.
Watch.
It was my first audition ever.
Oh my God.
I had just turned 19. I might have still been 18. I had never been out for an audition. I asked this modeling agent if she heard of anything like I was going to give this acting thing a try. She said, "Yep, go to this guy's house. It's on Saturday at 9."
Seth, all of your auditions are done at the house?
At my house on Saturdays at 9 in the morning. When you're a little foggy, your guard is down.
No, it was 9 p.m.
Oh my God!
Oh, even
we called a date. Yeah,
at 9 p.m.
There should be a law against that, right? I mean, but you would think your agent or somebody.
Well, I didn't have an agent.
But you think somebody would have thought?
I don't think she had a clue either. She was just like, I guess this is what they do.
And the guy's a big deal, and he's famous.
He was a very big deal, and is still a big deal.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So on a Saturday night at 9 o'clock, you
They all
go to
know
audition for a film.
Yeah.
And how does that play out? What happens?
I knocked on the door, and he opened up the door, and he was in his pajamas.
Oh, yeah.
And then we sat down, and we started talking. He sat very close to me. That was strange. The drinking bothered me. I was like, doesn't feel right. I kept kind of saying, as he was asking me questions about me, I said, I've never done this, so just tell me, like, I have these pages. Do you want me to read these pages? And he was like, no. We're just gonna talk. Ugh. And then at one point he put his hand on my knee.
Aye.
And that's when I just went, ooh. And it's crazy. And girls talk about this where you just go blank. Like, you don't know what to do. But I left.
Good for you.
She didn't leave. I don't think so. She got some big ass roles, y'all. She got some huge roles. Kill Bill. That's her, right? Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction, all these big movies, y'all. Still big actress. Still on the red carpets, getting front page of Vogue and all that. You don't get that when you walk out, y'all. You don't.
But you should tell us who that man is.
That's what I say.
Because I guarantee you there are 16, 17, 18-year-old girls right now who are getting the same treatment who might not get up and walk out because they're too scared or intimidated. And you have lots of power in Hollywood and could easily name this person. Why wouldn't you name this person now that you're an A-list Charlize Theron actress? I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, and by the way, she played me in a movie, and when she did her press tour for the movie, actually had the nerve to say that when it came to telling the story of Roger Ailes, I was, quote, late to the party. Absolutely, she was late to the party, she said. And I remember laughing, saying, bitch, you were never at the fucking party. You're in Hollywood. You've never told a single story about what allegedly happened to you, and it's obvious that you have. Well, so she finally tells one, and in telling it, she doesn't name names.
They never name the names, y'all. All right? Like I said yesterday, I got a comment, you're idiot. She's not going to name the names because she'll get sued, whatever, but they don't name the names, y'all, because they're still in the club. They're still part of that party. She got down with that party. She's an A-list. Like she said, she's not a B-list, a C-list. Those are the ones that get offed, or the ones that pass prior overdose. I'm not saying she got off, Miss Hayden, right? All these other people that you can go down the list and name, they're rarely A-list celebrities if you think about it. They're usually B, C, D-list celebrities that fell off and we forgot about, that pass away from these overdoses, from these heart attacks, from these drownings, right? They're never really A-list celebrities, y'all, if you think about it. When was the last A-list celebrity that passed away? When was the last one? Let me know down below. Who was the last A-list? You guys are probably going to be like, you idiot, it just happened last month, right? Let me know down below.
The disclosure said
A-list.
the subject of the time, who would have been the mom who passed away, the mom of the nigga who claimed Jay-Z is the pops. It says at the time of her getting pregnant, she was a minor. They sealed that in court. The son who claimed that Jay's her dad had to wake it up. So it's all good. I know they playing what type of games with me.
Now they're going to throw in a whole wrench. Here comes the CERN. This is what you want to say. The CERN is up. They cut that bad boy on. They do all these ritual dances. They change the frequencies of man because they're exploring the universe. Okay. And now they cut the CERN off. So now the CERN is down for maintenance.
Yeah, but in 2009, wasn't it that when the CERN was turned on?
Oh, wait.
08?
Yeah.
And in 2009, that's when everybody was talking about this Mandela effect and all this shit.
Yeah, and then they turned it back on in 2023. Yeah. 2023, and a lot of weird stuff started happening immediately after. And now it's off again.
The Mandela effect is real.
And there's look, man, when you talking about Mandela effect, something that messed me up the other day, and I know I'm not crazy, bro. Chick-fil-A is now spelled with a K.
Yeah, there's always
it is, bro.
No, but we had this
We
conversation.
had this conversation.
It was always a K.
I don't think there was a K, dog.
It was.
See, but that's the Mandela effect.
It's like this.
I thought it was just a C.
So Diddy killed Tupac and Biggie Smalls? Am I hearing this right? Prosecutors confirmed that Diddy's name was used 77 times in documentation alleging that Diddy was the one that put the hit out on Tupac. Keefe D, the man who is convicted of and has admitted to killing Tupac, confirms that Diddy offered him $1 million for the hit. So back in the 90s, Diddy was doing a West Coast tour and hired Keefe D to be his bodyguard. Keefe D says it's at that time that Diddy offered him $1 million to kill Tupac. And if you're thinking Keefe D just brought this up now because Diddy's already in a heap of shit, you're wrong. Court records indicate this was brought to the prosecutor's attention back in 2009. Now, Eminem has stepped it up a notch, saying that not only did Diddy kill Tupac, he killed Biggie Smalls too. Listen to his new song lyrics.
He didn't just spell the word rap. In fact, he did it.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think
Stretch.
dragons are coming back, and they're probably in other parts of Earth now. All of those things are
What did I
real.
say,
That's
y'all?
why they talked about them. In the past, I think most of these beings were more third dimensional, so it was much easier to see them. And I think that we were more aware. We weren't brainwashed to believe that they weren't there, so we weren't blocking them out either. But the Fae, they're going to appear very quickly, I feel like. And people have been seeing mermaids recently. Well, it was fossils of mermaids. And I've seen it before, but I decided to post it today.
See, it's kind of like these things are coming back, y'all. How long have we been asleep? Now, when I say we, I know there's going to be some people, man, it was 1985 and I already knew about all this stuff. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the majority. The majority of people. Let's just say there's 10,000 people in this neighborhood. I'd say 9,800 of them are asleep. So I'm speaking to them, the majority. How long have we been asleep, y'all? And now we're starting to expose these things. They're getting nervous. Starting to build data centers now, starting to build, things underground, tunnels, trucks, self-driving, doctors that do robots. Like all these things are starting, like, it's like they're getting ready. It doesn't happen overnight, y'all. I'm telling you guys, this is going to happen. Like it could be 100 years from now. In their mind that live for eternal, like we all say, they live forever. 100 years is like that. To us, it's not. But to them that have been around for hundreds and thousands, millions of years, I don't know. I'm just speaking. I'm just allegedly, right? That is like that 100 years. That's tomorrow to them. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. It's like it's starting to happen, y'all. I see it now.
Exactly.
No, I promise you can't fix her. This is Karen Julia Ojeda Rodriguez, and she is a hitwoman for a Colombian crime syndicate. Due to her deadly skill and her good looks, she was given the name The Doll. Oh, you still think you can fix her? Well, just hold on. She was essentially the second in command, and she has been linked to trafficking, turf wars, and coordinated hits on their enemies. A lot of her skill came in when she was coordinating these hits. One of those hits happened to be against her ex-boyfriend. She had lured him to a secluded part of the town, and once he arrived, a guy on a motorcycle pulled up next to him and shot him. But it wasn't just her coordinating these hits. She had great awareness and tactical skill with weapons if she ever had to do something herself. She was arrested here at the age of 23, but she started as a teenager, and by the time she was in her 20s, she had gained the reputation of someone you do not want to mess with. It's been a couple years since she was arrested, and they still haven't even sentenced her to any prison time yet. They just have her on pre-trial detention. And to the guys still saying, oh, I can fix her, what about her makes you think she would even want that, honestly? I mean, good luck.
Why am I just finding out now that the ocean that we think is the ocean, or the oceans, aren't really the oceans, and that there's another actual real ocean underneath our oceans? I just dove down the rabbit hole this weekend and got research on this because they were saying the oceans that we think are the oceans aren't really the oceans, but the real oceans are under that ocean, under a thin crust of sand and rock. And they said the actual ocean under our ocean is 400 miles deep.
Jeez.
What got me on this story was I watched a scuba diver go down.
There's the floods.
And there was like a hole in the rocks. and he put his camera in there, and he reached down through this hole, and there was like a void, like an air pocket, and he started to touch water, like splashing in it, like waves. And they said down there's actually beaches, like real beaches, with waves coming in, crashing off the shores. They said it looks like the ocean, but it's uninhabitable because there's such a high amount of salt. The salt levels are so high that nothing can survive. But if you could make your way down there, there's literally beaches and oceans and like trees. This blows my mind, but if you get a chance, check it out.
I cannot believe no one is over here helping Gary.
Thousands of people in Gary, Indiana have been without power since August 11th.
The National Weather Service informed us that Gary faced the strongest winds, which reached 99 miles per hour, equivalent to a Category 2 hurricane.
All the power is out, as far as I know, all across Gary, Indiana.
They're losing food. Homes are getting warmer. They do not have money, and some of the cards aren't even working. I ran into some ladies that had children, and my heart broke.
My name's Aja, and I'm going on day 7 of having no power in one of Indiana's worst blackouts and one of the highest crime cities in Indiana.
NIPSCO, the company that services 100% of customers in Gary, are now saying that it may be until next Tuesday until many people get power back.
We're on day 9 of no power in Gary, Indiana.
My neighbor across the street, my teacher down two streets down. We have no air in here.
Schools are closed. Families are throwing away spoiled food. People are driving to Illinois just to find ice for insulin.
I am from Gary, Indiana. I was born there, raised there until I was about 8 years old. My family is from there and people still live there. And many people are telling me that they still don't have power. They have trees on top of their homes. One of my cousins sent me this video of a grocery store completely decimated, food spoiled. This is also where the city gave people vouchers to, $150 of vouchers. But this was the only place that they could use the vouchers.
I, for one, have not seen anybody else outside of Gary, Indiana talk about what's going on in Gary, Indiana. And I don't like it.
Gary, Indiana specifically is also almost 85% black. That's important.
I think this should be national news. And it's crazy to me that it's not being talked about.
Going back. You know, I always say, like, can you imagine if during Hurricane Katrina there was TikTok, social media, right? There wasn't even really MySpace, but MySpace wasn't like that. But anyways, and then thinking about it now, like, if they don't want that stuff out, it's not coming out, y'all. Just look at that. That's a natural disaster that's happening right now. People are suffering. People don't got food, don't got water. Power out. Probably humid over there. I only hear about it on the videos, right? Like, if they don't want this news coming out, it's not coming out. That's scary.
The movie Menace to Society, when Kane was a little boy, and he said something that I'm trying to figure out, was it prophetic or was it him planting a seed? When he said that his family didn't shield, his mom and daddy didn't shield him from fucked up shit. It was like they turned him on to it. His mom and daddy and all the adults he was around.
Drinking.
I look at society right now today, and I look at the kids, and I gotta ask, like, what the fuck is the parents doing, man? They are we protecting the kids? I remember when I was a kid, you had shit like stay in a child's place.
Yeah.
Don't be in grown folks' mouth while they talking.
Yeah.
Whenever grown folks is coming in the living room or wherever they congregate, you get your bitch ass back there in the room and play or something. All the kids get the fuck up out of here. Now it's like you got parents that's having kids mature and grow up way too fast and be a part of too much shit. It's like they dooming these kids for failure. Like, ain't no way that you truly fucking love your kids and you subjugating them to the bullshit that you subjugating them to. This is the realest show online, period. cake ass.
Do y'all remember when I made that video about how when a celebrity or an artist is signed to a label, the label will give them a loan that they have to pay back? So when that artist pays off his mom's house, her mom's house, that's coming from a loan from the label. Like, that's not money that they just magically earned or got. That's a loan. Just like student loans, just like a credit card loan. Tell me why I'm just now learning that when celebrities go on talk shows or when they're invited to like, oh, Good Morning America and these different big shows, they pay to go on those shows too. I thought people just genuinely wanted to see them. Like, I thought the talk show hosts were like looking for celebrities because they liked them or they knew the audience would, you know, come in. And so they invited the celebrities. No, the celebrities are paying to be on the shows for exposure or to like
Marketing.
advertise their new movie, their new song. Huh? Even when it comes to the red carpet or paparazzi, celebrities pay to walk on red carpets. Celebrities pay paparazzi to pretend to show up to where they're at, or like, oh my God, they're catching me walk outside of a coffee shop, walk outside of Walmart. Like, no, y'all called for. And I'm not saying this is every case. I'm not in the industry, so I don't know 1,000%. There might be times where, you know, the industry knows somebody is going through something, and so they try to pop up and record them. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a thing too. But overall, celebrities are basically paying to be famous. I've never wanted to be famous, but it's like the more I learn how strategic being famous is, the less I really care about it. Like, I didn't think I could care any less, but like, damn, I gotta pay to be interviewed. And I think I'm so surprised because a lot of times podcasts will pay people to like come on their podcast. Oh, come to our podcast, we'll pay you 2K, 10K, whatever. But when you're actually in the industry and you want to be on TV, you're paying for airtime, you're paying for screen time, you're paying to be exposed on the radio, you're paying for this and that. Like, you gotta really want that. Like, you gotta really want to be famous. Like, it has to go deeper than, oh, I just love music and I just love craft and I just love. No, you have to actually, like, being famous has to be like your overall purpose and goal to be a celebrity. Like, what?
I know it's like money. You can pay for views on YouTube. You can pay for subscribers. You can pay for views on TikTok. You can pay for these things if you really want to, right? You really can. Like, even like sponsorships. Y'all, I'm starting to be like, why? At first, I thought it's every video, so they're going to pay you for every video, but it's only like 3 videos a month, right? I might make 2 or 3, not even, probably like 1,500 from those 3 videos if I had a sponsorship. But like, it's a hassle. You don't know if it's a scam. They can steal your YouTube. You ever see people, you know, that you watch and they lost monetization, right? I know there's some TikTok people that I've seen. They lost monetization. Well, you know why? Because they clicked on a link from a sponsorship that they thought was legit. They clicked on that link and they hack your Google AdSense and they take everything, and you got to get on the phone with YouTube. It's a headache trying to get paid. It's just a headache. I'm sure you guys have seen it. You don't know what has come. They don't tell you what this is. Well, they clicked a link that, you know, somebody sent them via email or something. Like, that's what you got to do. Like, is that really worth it for like 1,500 to get a sponsorship? You know what I mean? Like, once you get real big, I guess like big sponsorships come. But to me, I'm like, for one, it's a hassle for me. I got to make ads. I know you guys ain't going to like it. And at the end of the day, it's what you guys want, right? I can't do that for just 1,500 and sell you guys something. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just, to me, I get them all the time, y'all. I get these emails all the time. And I got one email for merch that I like. So I'm probably going to do some merch with you guys. But like things like, a lawyer reached out to me, like, promote our lawyer. Like, I'm not that desperate for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing okay over here by myself. I don't need that. I don't need that hassle. Just the risk of it.
They're doing the thing on airplanes. We have a completely full flight. We can't possibly fit all your carry-ons. We're going to have to start checking some of these carry-ons. It has now evolved to a new level. I never thought I'd see this. They said, we don't have enough room to check bags. We can only check 20 bags. So if you don't help us figure this out right now, we're going to take people off the plane. They have figured out a way now to take you off of the plane when all you did was buy a ticket and have a bag.
And they were like, well, we want to have sex with you. One of the biggest conspiracies in the music industry is about access to more, access to opportunities. And I had a guy who messaged me, he DM'd me actually on Facebook, and he said, I want to tell you a story. I can't tell you who I am or any of this, but let's just say like I'm an artist who was on the road to being pretty big. Mm-hmm. He said, I went to a mansion party and I was invited by somebody I was going to sign with, right? Me and my friend went. And he's like, I'm not going to tell you who the friend is because you would know them because they are now famous. The gentleman who invited them said, now listen, before you walk in here, I want to let you know there's an opportunity on the table. You need to take it. Whatever they tell you to do, say yes. When they walked in, they saw 2 cameras, red lights on, meaning they're recording. And they had about 3 people sitting at like a table. He said he recognized all 3 of these people. He knew exactly who they were. Big wigs, music industry executives, right? Mm-hmm. And they said, well, look, we understand you guys are growing artists. You guys are big. We want to foster that. We want you guys to sign with us. And we're going to offer you this many millions of dollars tonight. Sign here. It'll be wired to your account by the time you wake up. Okay. The friend was like, oh my God. Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's do it. While he was like, okay, what do we have to do? And they were like, well, we want to have sex with you. And as soon as we're done, sign a contract and that's it. The gentleman messaging me was like, I ran out. 2 or 3 weeks later, his friend never contacted him again. And now he's a massive artist.
God didn't bring me this far to have to fuck for it.
Hey,
you can cut that out.
No, it's perfect. because that right is the essence of selling your soul.
I mean, why aren't you saying the name? You're not his friend. You're not in the industry. Why don't you say the artist's name? All right. Was it true? I'm sure that happens, right? But was his story? I don't know, y'all. It kind of sounds like all the stories you see.
If you take a line and go straight through the center of the Bermuda Triangle, straight through that pyramid, you come out on the opposite side of the earth at the Dragon's Triangle in Japan, where there's another underwater pyramid that also has strange situations and disappearances. Yeah. Wow.
What happens to the people?
It's happened several times. People just vanished. Military planes flying over, disappeared. I was on the Travel Channel. I think it was called American Mystery, the TV show I was on the Travel Channel. And we covered this, extensively. It's how I had to do the research and everything for the show. And I was blown away myself to find out how many disappearances have happened with this Bermuda Triangle that have never been solved. Military craft gone.
And they don't know where it's going.
No.
And I don't know if this is true, so I'm just going to ask. So I heard that there's been planes that come from the past to the future to the present.
Yeah.
What's that? So and it seemed like they were stemming from the Bermuda Triangle, like they got lost, and then all of a sudden, a billion years later, they show back up.
What happens is we're talking about portal technology. It's very strange because inside of portals, we're talking about time dilation. So in this third dimension, we believe in the arrow of time. That's how I arrived here on time today to work with you and be on this podcast, right? That arrow of time is a human construct of this third dimension so that we can navigate reality. But once you get outside the third dimension, the past, present, and future happen all at once. And you have time dilation. So through a portal technology, something that a person could go through a portal, which could seem to them like minutes or hours. Mm-hmm. It could be 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, 200 years could have gone by for people in the third dimension because you have time dilation now. So depending on how the portal was set up, depending on where it started and where it ended, depending on how much, how much space it was between point A and point B, did it loop around? Did it snake around like a snake? Depending on the shape of the portal, the stability of the portal, how much energy is in the portal, all these factors come into play. Also, the other thing is in portals, you have point A and point B. Point B has to be a fixed location for you to appear at the exact place and time that you want to appear at because everything is moving in the universe. The earth is moving, the earth is spinning and moving, and the sun is moving around the galaxy. So if you start up at one point and you want to end up at the second point, if you don't know where it's going to be, all of a sudden you can arrive in empty space because
and be
it's gone.
stuck
and be gone, unalived.
There you go, y'all. Billy Carson weaseled his way back in the videos like that. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You made it this far. You know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Y'all busy day to day. Had to cut it short. Got to take the kids to the parents. Got to start packing. Got to tear down my shed. Got to do a lot in this heat. Y'all, 112 degrees out today, so I'm going to be dripping some sweat. So I got me some electrolytes in today. So I hope you guys are going to have a good Friday, right? I'm going to see you guys on Sunday. Saturday's the day off. I'll see you guys Sunday for another one, y'all. You guys have a good one. Later.